there, I, I sort of think a term paper might be a good example of users who are having more difficulty than they need. You know, a PhD thesis, well, you've got somebody who's smart, somebody who's already done 3 years of mathematics or physics, and is signing up to write a complicated document, more complicated than anything they've ever written in their life, and they know it's hard, and they, by and large, know that they will need tools. So there, tech is a much easier sell. Whereas if somebody's writing a term paper and they know that they need some mathematics, but they're not going to devote 3 months to learning how to use tech, the barrier to be successful, we've got to tackle the learning curve. And accepting Markdown as the input language is perhaps a very good idea. And I think that's what the R Studio with R Markdown have done, is they've allowed people to get from A to B, which is what the purpose of a car is, without knowing that much about how to use tech and LaTeX. And they also give the benefit of producing outputs in HTML as well as PDF. So I suspect that a turnkey system which runs off you just download something and you're ready to go, and I'll even provide an editor for you if you want one, that allows you to write a 3-page term paper that contains mathematics. And all the help that you need is available. And the help you don't need is not bundled in. I think that's something that teachers might be willing to recommend to students. But I'm not a teacher, I'm not a student, and I sort of think one of the problems about this is, who do we ask? I'm reminded of, it might be apocryphal, I can't remember, of a company that found that it had no customers from Canada. And they didn't think much of it until somebody sort of investigated and found that there was no way to put a Canadian zip code and address into the order form. So no wonder they had no customers from Canada, because it was so difficult. And I think there are opportunities for people to start using tech as part of a system that we're simply not aware of, because we don't know the right people to ask, or we don't ask the right people. So I sort of think the term paper is a good project for making tech easier to learn. And there may be other good projects as well. There's mathematics.stackexchange, which is a question and answer site. And I think people will go to the trouble of learning some tech in order to ask a question. And that's an example where the problem has been successfully resolved through a combination of MathJax. And then they actually have their own helps page, which is very well visited on mathematics.stackexchange. It gives advice on how to use things. So that is, if you like, the shallow learning curve that we don't have to invent. It already exists in a number of places. And it fits very well into David Platt's philosophy of people don't want to use your software, they want to have used your software. And what David Platt didn't say was that people don't want to learn how to use your software. They want to use it without learning if they can manage. Well, they obviously have to learn in some sense, but reducing the pedagogic burden is really important for usability. There was a plane where you had, what was it? It was a lever that could go up and down, and the meaning wasn't clear what up meant and what down meant. And it actually caused the fatal clash that also wrecked the prototype of the plane. You get those sorts of problems going on because people want to be flying the plane. They don't want a pedagogic burden interpreting the controls. So that's my thoughts, and I'm going to stop again.
Yeah.